Well, welcome back and happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Thank you so much for praying with us for the launch of this brand new life-giving church in Walker, Michigan that we're launching later this fall. I know I sent an update last week, but Mel and I are so thankful for all the ways that God is building this thing called Tribes Church from the ground up. When we moved here in late February and as we started March, we still had 6 people on our launch team. 4 of them were ages 9 and under, and 1 of them was married to me. I had a moment during that span where I just sat with God and protested. Our family had just uprooted everything, moved to Grand Rapids, made the leap, and I told God, I don't know if this is a good idea, if this is a good way to do it. 3 interest parties later, we had conservatively north of 50 adults on our launch team. I'm still following up with and meeting with our new launch team members who joined us from our last interest party a couple of Sundays ago. Here's what I know. We're not as much starting a church in Grand Rapids as we are joining with what God is already doing here. He's already been prepping the soil. He's already been tugging on people's hearts, prompting them to be a part of a new expression of a spiritual family, and Mel and I just get to be a part of it. I shared a little update that so far we've been pledged 2/3 of our financial goal that we need to raise in order to finish launching Tribes Church. If you haven't joined us in some way financially, will you pray about that this week? We cannot do this without you, and I believe more than ever that whatever you choose to invest in Tribes Church will make an eternal difference. We're asking for 100 people to give $100 a month for the next year in order to help us close the gap on that last third that we need to raise. You can find our giving right at tribeschurch.co. It's safe, it's secure, it's tax deductible, and most importantly, it's making a difference in people's spiritual journeys. This week, I want to take you to Proverbs 16:9. It says this: "The human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps." It was the week before Christmas 2018 that I got a call from my dad that a doctor in Grand Rapids had given him a prognosis for the brain cancer that he'd been battling. 6 months to live. I hung up that phone call and my whole world had shifted. Mel and I wrestled with this reality. If he only has 6 months, do we really want to spend it a state away? You see, our life was set up in Indianapolis. We both worked at a full-time job at a church in Indy. We had free childcare for our 2.5-year-old and our 3-month-old, and it seemed crazy to leave a good thing to come back home. But later that week, I got on a phone call with a friend whose dad coincidentally had the same type of cancer. He had just left his ministry job a state away to go move in with his mom and dad, bringing his young family. And he said this on that phone call. He said, "Evan, God can always put me back into ministry, but I can never get this time back with my dad." We felt like God was inviting us to leave what we knew to come back home. So after telling the church leadership that we were under, we both quit our jobs. We packed everything up into a moving truck, drove back to Grand Rapids, moved in with my parents. No plan B, no job, just trusting that God had a plan for our lives, that He would direct our steps. That was July 1st, 2019. About a month later, I stepped into a role on August 6th, 2019 at a church in Spring Lake. God just dropped this role. It seemed perfectly designed for me into our lap. We moved into a house in downtown Grand Haven, and then 5 months later, COVID hit. And if we still would have been stuck in Indiana, it would have been so hard to see my dad in Michigan because of how they handled COVID differently. My friends, God sees more than you do. Trust what He says. When you hear His voice, do it. Pray that our team this week would do the same, that they would lean into what God has for them. Thank you so much for praying. We'll see you back here next week.